So when you say modern techniques means what?
It's a presentation of a dish. It can be a very authentic dish, but little fusion of something, it will make a different dish altogether. But the basics, again, I say, it should remain very strong, very clear. The new trends has to be adopted. Makhani gravy है तो makhani gravy जैसी ही होनी चाहिए. Then you can have a lot of tidbits side by side. आप उसको presentation के लिए आप उसको enhance करने के लिए करते हो.
The inputs which you get from a particular customer builds your menu also at times?
Certainly, certain customer complaints or customer feedback is a gold mine. Because when he says something or give advice on a food, we need to take it positive. Yesterday I was doing my trials with a peta which was shredded with malai, with little cheese, and on top cream, and on top pistachio, and it was tasting awesome.
Do you give a small recipe for the ladies? Something which is quick in words and say easy to make?
I prepare a bhindi in a very different way. This is just a slating a bhindi. कि आपको उसको पानी के साथ में नहीं बनाना होता है.
The quality of a chef is something कि जो आप खाने के बारे में बात करते हो ना, तो सामने वाले के मुंह में पानी आना चाहिए. Do you think most of this chefs should have that quality? Do you believe the hand can also change the taste of the food?
For this, I'll give you an example. आप जानते हो, when mom cooks a food, it's always tasty.
हाँ.
Why it is?
Why?
Who's on air?
Namaskaram, welcome to Who's on Air with Kamlksh Shetty, where we explore the world of hospitality and culinary excellence. Today, I'm thrilled to have Navidakhtar Sayyad with me, an executive corporate chef at the Balwa Group of Hotels, joining us to share his insights and expertise. With over 31 years of experience in the industry, Navidakhtar has worked with renowned brands and is now spearheading the launch of Meetha. It's something we're going to talk in detail. It's an innovative Indian dessert concept that's set to go international. Let's dive into our conversation and discover the secrets behind Navidakhtar's success as a renowned chef. Namaskaram. I have a wonderful person along with me today on Who's on Air, and is Chef Navid here with me. A person with so much of high recommendation which came from a dear friend of mine. Dear Niranjan, thank you so much for bringing in this beautiful being with me. Chef Navid, welcome to the show.
Namaskar.
So, who's Navid? You need to give me a little bit so that we can start off.
I'm working as an executive corporate chef, and I'm just in industry for the last 33 years. In a short, I have started with Taj Bombay, and from there the journey went on to cruise lines, to different countries like UAE, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Africa, back to Mumbai for last 12 years now. Work with hotels like Grand Server Premier, which is now Radisson, and with Orchid I was there for 8.5 years. And again I'm back to Balwa Group of Hotels, which handles Fairfield by Marriott, Radisson, Meetha by Radisson, and coming up with 2 hotels, which is Tribute by Marriott and Le Méridien by Marriott.
Kya baat. This is like a whole lot of things you've done in this probably 2 decades or 2.5 decades, and that brings in so much of thought, experiences, stories, and I'd love to hear. So tell me one thing, Chef, when we have these culinary trends, there are trends which happen, and how do you learn it? Which are the ones which you think will shape the future of food? Because you're been in a certain level of working, right? Aapne jaise whatever you have done is in the 5-star category, is what you always worked with. So what do you think, which are the trends, how do they change? Kya hota hai usme? Like how do it shapes up?
See, I have seen the trends in last 3 decades, 30 years. It keeps on changing, but I think basics remain the same. The basic of the food should be good. So that what for every chef, their base should be very strong. Okay. And with the trend, with the different things evolving in a modern world, we need to change ourselves also. So there are a lot of social platforms and different books and different media perceptions also to follow, where we learn a lot. And I travel a lot in my life, working on a cruise line, going to different countries, and different Gulf countries also made me to learn a lot of things. So every chef has to learn through his experience and through the new modern techniques.
Okay. So when you say modern techniques means what?
It's a presentation of a dish, what can bind together. It can be a very authentic dish, but little fusion of something, it will make a different dish altogether. And but the basics, again, I say, it should remain very strong, very clear. It should be, the base should be very strong.
So if I look at the records, 10 to 15% of India, Bharat as a nation, goes to the 5-star hotels in that category. There's a whole lot of people who take street food still. The people who go to the 5-star still love our street food. How do you bring in that key? The taste has to be important. These are the things which probably, do you go and experiment on the street? Do you?
Certainly. So, like there are different kebab centers in Mumbai where people love to go on the streets.
Yeah.
Yes, we do also go and we study them in deep, and we get on our back table where we have all our chefs together. We try a lot of recipes. We see what happens, what does that, the different taste which is there in them, why we can't get it. So it's a lot of studies behind it, and we try to evolve the new recipes of that. We keep on tasting them, and with our experience and with my team of chefs, we come with the same product, and we do serve that.
Okay, but how do you say that, okay, this I can try to match to home cooking or probably the street food? Because usually, I mean, I've seen, this is my personal experience, they say, "Arey, this street food is nothing, no other hotel can match it." So वो जो taste को वहाँ तक लेने के लिए, how do you try to come as close? Because the masalas would be different, your hygiene standards are different. So I think the water also makes the food
Absolutely
different, right?
Yes.
So how do you all come close to it?
When I came back from the cruise line, and I took as an executive chef in a that was so-called Grand Server Premier at Goregaon. When we started our buffets, I said we'll have a home cooked food. So what I tried that time was cooking food in a simple way, not a lot of masalas. Okay, we'll have festivals like Nawabi festival, Sarabdi festival, where the heavy masalas would come in. But my regular buffet would always had a simple recipes, and I had so many guests until now they call me. They keep on calling me. We miss your simple food. So that says all about it. So 5 stars now are changing. Of course, there are gourmet recipes where there are a lot of masalas and everything goes, but still I think home cooked food is also been put on the buffets.
So you as a chef recommend, like many hotels do, they call in home chefs to be a part of their some festival or something. Do you also bring them on at times?
Yes, I do bring them up. There are a couple of chefs who started with me in 2007, and they are big chefs now. They were home chefs, started as a home chef, and we did a couple of festivals with them. We tried them, and they got the recipes from लखनऊ के गलियों से लेकर आए recipes, and they studied the deep studied about Kashmiri food, and now they are big chefs. So I think it's experience, it's a taste bud of a guest which come back to you. What they feel is more important. So I think I've done so many cooking festivals with the home cook chef also.
The quality of a chef is something कि जो आप खाने के बारे में बात करते हो ना, तो सामने वाले के मुंह में पानी आना चाहिए. That is something you develop. Like then you put it into action. आप जो खाना बनाते हैं. Do you think most of this chefs should have that quality when you explain it to the guest or your customer? That's one quality you should add as a chef, isn't it?
जैसे कहा जाता है कि खाना जो होता है पहले देख कर खाया जाता है. So presentation comes a very, very important part of it. Now how this presentation will come? The presentation would come only when you have a good marination of for say, for instance, for kebab, it has a good marination, good cooking time, and you finish with certain fats on it. So that presentation is very, very important. And of course, when you marinate, you keep for a longer time. It has its own taste, and there are certain standard recipes for that. So I think yes, presentation is first thing, and then you eat and you come up with your remarks.
You are into making the menu, controlling the cost, and making sure. So, give an example of a successful food cost control system which you create, like which is competitive anywhere in the market. How do you manage that? Because
cost-
anything which comes into the star kitchen is little more expensive, which is done in other places, isn't it? The costs are higher. How do you
yes.
manage the cost?
Certainly, sir. Cost is very, very important for chef. As the taste is there, cost is also important because everything rolls down to the cost and then the profit level. So food cost has to be controlled well. So with my experience in life, and I have done this in all my 3-4 properties now, we keep a very good check on a butchery list. Butchery is one thing which takes a lot of your cost. It's very expensive.
Okay.
So how to control this? So I have made a format where we do everyday audits and we know the exact stock what we have. So the next day ordering becomes very simple because you know what stock you in hand, because butchery goes into frozen thing, you will not be able to look out immediately. So once you have on a record, it helps you a lot. So you don't order extensively. And also same time your pastry kitchen, that also takes a lot of cost because a lot of imported chocolates are involved, creams are involved. So in that case, there also we need to have a strict check on that, which we do. And simple thing is like vegetables and fruits, which comes every day. And there seems to be not so much of cost, but of course there are costs because they're perishable. So now we keep a list or checklist every day, how much to order and how much we ordered yesterday and how much we need to order. So that balances every day we do. We don't rotten them and we use fresh food for the guest.
See, what I have seen most of the time, a buffet spread in a star hotel is very large. And there are times when there are no customers. This is, I'm talking across most of the hotels. That's where also the cost is involved because the whole lot of food might go to waste. So how do you all have a method to kind of handle this kind of a situation ever?
First of all, we cook according to our bookings. So
Okay.
we check bookings in priority, whether how many hours of booking we have. And we plan the buffet accordingly. And what we do is if bookings are cancelled or if leftover food, we serve it to our internal guests, which is our staff.
Okay.
So we make them replenish them nicely. We heat them up and we give them in our cafeteria where they can enjoy the food. So it is not wasted at all.
Okay, so you all make sure that it is taken care of. The
Yes.
food is one ingredient which has to be respected.
Absolutely.
It's my personal opinion. I think that should be the thing because that's something we all work for also.
Yes.
It's part of something which is necessary. Lot of people are getting into food business, which has always been there. What do you think are the common mistakes people do, the planning mistakes when it comes to in the kitchen part of it? Which are the ones you have encountered yourself and you would say, tell people ki make sure that you can probably the hoteliers ki ye mat karo and solve your problem because you are into cost management also, right?
Certainly, sir. This is a very, very important question because now I'm into a management of a kitchen or designing, planning. So what my take on this is a chef should be involved from the day one because the chef would rather know how the movements would be. And he can design kitchen very well. He can order the equipments what is required. He will not get the most expensive and which will not be used. And there are a lot of things like a plumbing or electrical requirement and a dripping which has to go off like of fridges and all. So this chef only can plan well because it will not hinder his cycle of work. So I think chef is very important in pre-planning of hotels, and in that way, I'm very lucky with my owners, Mr. Balwas. They always, we are in first lot to plan everything. Then the consultant comes into the place, and then we take a call on whether we have to really go with the consultant or they leave on me, actually. So this is the right way to do for every hoteliers. Chef has to be involved.
So you feel in the inception of the hotel, the chef part should begin first also.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So in your line of work, how do you kind of bring in the innovation and creativity in presenting a dish? There are so many methods which come in. We are in a kind of a country with a culture being so vast. There is foods of different varieties. So we probably get inspired from what is already been there. जिस राजस्थानी थाली इस तरह सजाया जाता है. तो when it comes to innovation, I'll come back to your pet project also. But when it comes to innovation, how do you all keep on building up the creativity with your culinary team? How do you do that?
Nowadays, it's not so difficult because a lot of social media platforms are there where we can easily see different types of presentations. Definitely, I read a lot of books. If you come to my office, you'll see one cupboard full of different books. And there are a lot of things we can learn which are in past also. And then we have to follow the present flow of presentation also. So in that case, as I said, social media, different culinary books, different shows, and traveling. Traveling is very, very important for a chef. And traveling means if he goes for his holidays also, his eyes should be wide open to see what kind of presentation. I always take pictures of a lot of places where I've been there. I've been to Vietnam, simple food but presented very nicely. I take that into account. I keep that records with me. And when I come back, we have a team of chefs. So on at least once in a month, we come together, we think of a dish, and we try to innovate it. We do tasting of it. Sometimes it fails also. So we learn from there. So then we come up with the standard recipes. We do the presentation. And in this theory, we need to have a lot of connection with chefs also. It's a learning process. It's a trade where we learn and we have to share those trade also. So I'm always connected with a lot of chefs internationally also because I worked in a cruise line and a lot of trends keeps on changing. So I think, yes, the new trends has to be adopted. But again, I would come to one thing that a basic should be very strong. Makhani gravy hai to makhani gravy jaisi honi chahiye. Then you can have a lot of, tidbits side by side. आप उसको presentation के लिए आप उसको enhance करने के लिए करते हो. But your makhani gravy basic should be very strong. I strongly believe in that.
So you look into the detailing of how each taste should be there also, right?
Yes, it should be authentic, and especially in our Indian culture, whatever you serve to the guest knows what he is having it.
Exactly. So that's where the point is. When you said makhani gravy, it's from a particular region of the country.
True.
He has tasted it right from his dadi, nani or somebody. True. And then when it comes to a star hotel, if you don't get the taste, they'll probably call, where is the head chef?
Absolutely, yes.
And how do you handle situations like that?
Absolutely. I think guests are, they know what they're having. I'll give you a very good example of this incident happened with me. When I was working in a cruise line, I did one day, I had a small stall of a pav bhaji. So my chef came and asked, he was an Irish chef. He said, what are you doing this? This is kind of Indian porridge. I said, yes, because he did not know what is pav bhaji. And I looked at him and I said, yeah, it is like mix of vegetable. Let me try. And when he came in the afternoon for the lunch on Lido is a cafe where the food has been served in a buffet on a ship. So there was a big queue for that. So
for the pav bhaji?
For the pav bhaji. He came and asked me, how you managed to get these people? I said, I don't know. They like the taste, and and we had made nice pavs also, and I had made bhaji myself. And one of the guests came, and I said, she asked me, you have made authentic pav bhaji? I said, yes, ma'am, I have tried to do a pav bhaji. Then I said, it's like a porridge, mixed and mashed together. She said, no, it's a pav bhaji. I looked at her, and she said, you know something? I have eaten best pav bhaji in Mumbai. I was born. She was a British lady, old lady, and she said, "I've been born in Mumbai, and I've been traveling in Mumbai. I know which bus goes where,
Wow.
so I know what pav bhaji is." So the world is very small in that case.
Mm-hmm. So you need to be careful and understand food very well. And with so many years of experience, I think you by now you know the detailing of each element, right?
Absolutely.
And you're still learning.
Every chef has to be learning. He has to learn every day. From a commie also he can learn so many things.
Yes.
My son, all my 3 sons are chefs.
Wow.
And then my 2 brothers are chef. And sometimes we have a family of chefs on a table.
And you can be the worst critics also.
Yeah, there are a lot of critics on things, and when they come to, especially my kids, when they come to hotel, they give critics about my food, and then I take it very positively.
Mm-hmm.
And they know what it is because they've been with me, they've been going to different hotels with me. So there is learning from them also. And even the new chef who comes in, the budding chef comes into the hotel, I think we can learn from him also.
Absolutely.
And there are a lot of chefs who are old, who are not hotel management passed out, but I think they have taste in their hand. They have the recipes which we cannot think about it.
So when you talk about taste in the hand, do you believe that the hand can also change the taste of the food?
For this, I'll give you an example. आप जानते हो, when mom cooks a food, it's always tasty.
Huh?
Why it is?
Why?
Because she pours her heart into it. Same chef has to really love his profession. He has to love cooking. He has to put all his, efforts. He has to keep on tasting it. So that's how the dish comes out good, And the same thing what I explained, बच्चों के लिए अपनी माँ जो खाना बनाती है, तो kids are always happy to have it. So it's with the guest also. We cook with a heart, with all our efforts, and we keep on tasting it, and the dish would come out nice.
You need to work from the heart and give
Absolutely.
your purity to that food. That's how the taste also happens.
Yes.
But when you're cooking for a mass thing, and I have seen जो भी जितने भी वीडियो देखते हैं, जो cooking shows जो बड़े बड़े वाले होते हैं, where you see the chef is abusing the place down. तो वहाँ पे तो प्यार के बदले it looks like an action place. So what happens in a situation where it is in a mass cooking? Because there are multiple people who are trying to push the dish across to the customer as soon as possible. So यहाँ पर भी, but I think the emotion remains the same. I'm just answering your part of it.
Yes. See, chef is like a commando, The commando, when he's in action, he's into, he's in action, he's shouting, he's going off. Same chefs can be, and chef are in fact. So chef would be a little, loud on his voice, but I think that time it requires, because the food has to go on time. He's not worried about us, he's worried about the customers. On a cruise line, when we have to finish one sitting of 650 passengers within an hour, so it becomes very difficult. The waiters have to quickly take the food. The chef has to serve the food, and it has to go hot. So there you have to push. If I don't push them, it will not go. So it is nothing personal. It is again what we are doing for. We're doing for the guests who are sitting in the restaurant and waiting for us. They're paying for us. So I think itna to jaiz hai.
The feeling of service and hospitality within you should be always be there. Then only we will be able to serve the best taste. जैसे आपने कहा माँ का जो खाना होता है उसमें एक स्वाद और जो अनुभव अलग ही होता है.
जी.
So coming to the present day, are there still, I have 2 questions to this. Are there still people or guys in this generation who wants to come into the business and they want to be a chef, they want to be a part of hospitality of this thing? Because without, there was a time जहाँ पे I'm just diversing the topic, टीचर बनना लोग पसंद करते थे, अभी वो कम हो गया है. सेम आई सी लाइक हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंडस्ट्री में लोग आना नहीं चाहते बिकॉज उन्होंने एक बहुत बड़ा शो देखा जिसमें जो मास्टर शेफ होता है उनको मास्टर शेफ बनना है. सर्टनली क्वाइट अ फ्यू ऑफ देम जो ऐसा चाहते हैं. सो व्हाट इज द एडवाइस यू गिव टू एस्पायरिंग शेफ्स एंड होटेलियर्स? What should they do and what is going wrong for? Because I think unless you have an experience, then only you will probably look at the bigger picture. Then you can have a global name also, right?
Certainly. Yes. See, a lot of young budding students come to me. A lot of their parents come to me saying that he wants to do in hotel management.
Mm-hmm.
Their kids want to do hotel management. And I go to a lot of colleges also as examiner, as a person who can, give them a talks to, so
Mhm.
they can understand my career and take forward. So in that case, see, it is interest, which is first thing, it has to come on an interest. Are you really interested in cooking?
Okay.
That's one thing. The second thing is your dedication. You have to be dedicated to that. When you join industry after doing your hotel management, yes, you
Mhm.
have to do your hotel management for your to to gain a good growth in your industry. At that moment, the first thing comes your interest, your dedication, discipline. Discipline is very much required, and you need long hours. Why you need long hours? Because you need to learn a trade, and you have to learn a trade within 2 3 years. People who have slogged for 40 years, so you need to give time to them. So if
Mm.
there is a chef in the hotel who might not be well educated or who's not educated at all, and but he cooks very good curry, he is not going to show you in a one day, or
Mm.
you will not be able to pick him up. So you have to give time to him.
Mm. Mm.
If you want to become a chef as good as him, and you have to come to a good position, so discipline is very very important. Your dedication is important. You have to give your first 3 4 years. You have to forget your personal life, your what you call social life,
Mm.
but you can enjoy. There are a lot of functions happening in the hotels. You can be just be part of
Mhm.
that, meeting the guests. I think that is also a kind of social enjoyment, I believe. So
Mm.
first 4 year you give, and then I think you set your platform, your basics are strong, and then you need to learn a teamwork. Chef's work is a teamwork. It's
Mm.
nothing else, it's a teamwork. So when the platform is laid out, I think you are there to grow.
So you don't aim for just becoming a master chef in one day because
No, it is not. It is not.
are people gifted of becoming a chef?
Few of them are being gifted. In my career, I've seen a lot of young kids who just come and they take so much of interest. They come up with different dishes. I have got an example who joined me in, I think, Grand Server Premier, who was in front office.
Okay.
And he came to me one day and said, I want to leave front office and come to kitchen. I said, why? So he said, I'm interested in cooking. I said, why you went to front office? So he said, I couldn't get into hotel. That time there was no vacancy, but I know there's a vacancy. I said, okay, you come in. I'll try to get you in. And I got him. And that boy used to be after me, after my life, asking different recipes. And you won't believe, today he's working for a Royal Flights in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, lovely.
So I'm really, really proud of him. Very proud of him.
So that interest should be there too.
So today he's gone to such a level. I mean, when I see him, I really feel very, very proud. So there are so many examples. There's one more guy who was, I was working in Marine Plaza, and he used to be after, people used to tell कि तू chef की पूछ है, तो क्या बार-बार पूछते थे, why you disturbing chef? So he used to ask. Today he's working in London in one of the best hotels as a executive chef, and he keeps on sending me every day a good morning message, and I feel very proud saying that, oh, this is the guy who I really who's taken trait from me. So there are so many examples, so many people around the world. It's not only chefs in India, but from Philippines, from Saudi Arabia, from Africa, who keep on sending me messages, and they always thank me on a chef's day.
Acha.
So these things, I think this makes me very happy.
So for a chef, in a menu development, when you create the menu, the inputs which you get from a particular customer builds your menu also at times?
Certainly. Certain customer complaints or customer feedback is a gold mine. We need
Okay.
to consider as a gold mine. Why? Because when he says something or give advice on a food, we need to take it positively. That's first thing, and first aspect of a chef should be to take it positively. You try to study on that, what went wrong. And first, you need to make happy guests then and there itself by changing the dish or whatever. And then you come back into the kitchen and we start thinking on it. And we sometimes we think, and we analyze the different reports also. That now the systems are so good. There are we get feedbacks on social media also immediately, and we have to reply it very I think within a seconds, within minutes. So we collect all those feedbacks. We sit every week and we analyze it. And sometimes we have to change the recipes. We do change. And sometimes the feedbacks which are good, we try to take their advice of the guest, and we try to recorrect our recipes also.
Okay. An example is when you go to, for example, Dubai, and you have the McDonald's there and you have the McDonald's here, the taste differs.
Yes.
I think internationally the taste differs as per what is
Absolutely,
required.
yeah.
So for being a chef, like an Indian flavors which are mostly predominant, because everybody has their mother tongue influence in the
True.
taste also. So how do you kind of bring this to the modern food and specifically for the dessert creations which you are into?
Yeah, Mitha by Radisson is a big thing for me and for our company. I think it is come out of passion. My MD, Mr. Balwa, and Mr. Rafiq Balwa, who's vice president, is their passion for the mithai. It's a big industry. If you see, the industry is more than crore industry, which is organized. So when we thought about it, let's get into this. I have done a deep study on that, going from the basics, from every shop to every factories.
The mithai
Factories, yes.
Okay.
So first aspect what I saw was hygiene.
Okay.
You need, because in India, we consume a lot of mithais.
Right.
Every festival
Right.
is a mithai honored, Mithais have been honored by every festival, you can say that way. And so first thing I took was hygiene. Second thing, how we can make it systematically. The equipments, what is required. And third, ingredients. You get the best of best ingredients and you stick to your recipes properly. So less of sugar, better, better, and do your things like small thing like mawa. Every mithai has a mawa, like you make out of milk. So that we do in a house.
Okay.
And we do from a very good quality milk. So that mithai.
What do you mean by very good quality milk? I mean,
The milk quality is the fat content of a milk. So buffalo milk should be about 6.5 fat. So we check in our labs.
Achha.
We check every day with ourselves, and then we reduce the milk and make mawa out of it.
All your units have a lab, or there's a central lab which is there?
Central lab, it's an outsourced lab where we keep on sending the different requirements of according to FSI, and we keep on checking also ourselves with different equipments in house.
So talk about FSI. How well is it implemented in a country, and is it easier to do they have checks and balances when it comes to? You said hygiene and FSI probably
Absolutely,
go together,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
So are there checks and balances for that in a regular basis?
I have studied FSI in deeply because the person who wrote, Dr. Pashupati, I've done I've attended his training twice, and personally I know him very well. The person who wrote about FSI. So FSI is not so difficult to adhere to it. It's a basic thing which tells you how the hygiene should be maintained, and if you stick to those points, you can always have a flawless operations. So FSI is not so strict about it, in the sense we have to calculate things what has to be done properly. Do your regular microbiological test in the labs, your hygiene, washing your hands, cleaning of equipments, and which is allowed, which is not allowed to be known, what colors are not allowed, what colors are not allowed in your food, that we should know. So FSI tells you everything, and my team, they do fast track trainings, which is again FSI, part of FSI. So they know exactly what they're doing.
Okay. Talking about Meetha again. Meetha, I suppose, is the kind of presentation you have is also very ornamental.
Yes.
And you bring the beauty of the savior dish into a way where visually also it's attractive.
Absolutely.
So how do you plan to take it internationally? What are the ideas you have for this?
So continuing from back, when I said my owners were really interested in doing this, so we wanted to do in a different way. So we studied, and as I said, hygiene was first part, then second part was our ingredients, and third part the authentic way to make it. Then it came about the presentation. So we serve our mithais in numbers. So it is sets in a box of a 12, 25, 36 and 16. So it looks presentable. For the design of boxes, my VP, Mr. Rafiq Balwa, he sits himself and he decides what design has to go for every Diwali. So just see the interest, it takes to us. And even we have to adhere with changing
Trends.
mithai ways also, mithai presentation also. So we do a lot of fusion mithais. Like we do kalakand and biskoff together. So it's
Okay.
called biskoff kalakand. Now yesterday I was doing my trials with a peta which was shredded with malai, with little cheese, and on top cream, and on top pistachio, and it was tasting awesome.
So when you marry a Western and Eastern dish together, how do you know that it's going to go well with the people? There's a lot of kind of research, and you all do a tasting thing for that.
Certainly. So what I do is when we try such dishes, I visit all the stores normally. I sit in all stores for at least 1 hour, 2 hour every day, or try to sit at least thrice a week. So I know what is the taste bud of a guest is. Now it's been almost 3 to 4 years now, and like now mango comes together. So I normally it's my passion to eat mangoes with malai.
Okay.
So I told my chef, why can't we do something with malai and mango? So he said, chef, yes, let me come out with it. So my halwai chef, he came up with the malai mango thing. So it was like related to tres leche. Tres leche is a dish from South America where it says desert of three milk. So there we came up with saying that we'll do a tres leche of mango. So kind of three milk will go into it, and so we did cream, we did cheese, and a real malai which is comes out of from a milk and with a mango. So it came out fantastic, and I think I'm selling almost every day 40 to 50 containers of those. So I think people adapt to the different fusion taste also with keeping our basics good.
Lovely. Hygiene standards in India are improving. That's
Absolutely.
my personal thing.
Yes.
How it can get better so that people would like to eat anywhere and enjoy the food. Would you give me some thoughts on that?
Certainly. First of all, we need to take FSI. We should need to understand them. We need to work on it strongly, and we need to adopt it. Second thing is we need to have a third-party consultation on that. Where there are a lot of in the country, there are a lot of units which works for the FSI consultation. So you need to have somebody who third-party audit, we call it. So in our factory, in our hotels, we have every month third-party audit. So they come quietly, they check all the parameters which is required in FSI norms, and that paper is produced to me every month. Okay. So we see what are the flaws in our audit, and we check and we correct. So this keeps on improving. Even they tell you about our infrastructure. If it goes wrong somewhere, paint is broken, tiles are broken, sometimes it's not visible to us. So when they take round, it helps a lot. And then there is called hygiene rating also. So where again you have a deep audit on that a single day. So every hotel or every unit like factories, like third-party audits, they should do this. This will enhance their property also in a hygienic way. And I think guests would be in a safer place, a safer place for them to eat.
Yes. So many thoughts. A few last questions. And tell me, chef, one thing when it comes to the new generation of wannabe chefs, what is that one advice you'll give which says this is the way you actually need to move? Step 1, step 2, step 3. What is more for you is the next question I have.
As I said, the interest is first important thing is interest.
Okay.
Second thing is discipline. It has to be teamwork.
Okay.
So when you join any hotel, you have to just keep your head down and learn the profession, at least for 3 to 4 years. Don't hesitate. There will be time when it will be very, very tough for you. You will be not attending some weddings of your friends or your family, but don't get upset on that. After 4 years, there's a leap in your life.
Achha.
Where you learn, you will earn, everything would happen. But this 4 years, the starting 4 years is very important. But again, as I said, interest, discipline is very, very important. Interest is there, you can achieve your goals.
So what's the next leap for you?
For my next leap would be, I'll be educating the next generation as much as I can. I'll be visiting a lot of colleges.
Okay.
Then coming up with new recipes.
Okay.
And I think and making more new chefs.
Good. So you have a vision of creating a new thought process of chefs also.
Certainly, it starts from my home. I mean, I
You
got
have an entire
I
family
got
of chefs.
3 of my sons are chefs.
Lovely.
So I think first son I pushed him to do a hotel management,
Uh-huh.
and then the other two I said do whatever you want. But I think they must have seen me most of the time. I'm in the hotels working hard, but still they have taken this profession. So I think it is going well with the young generation.
Right.
That's what I believe. Let's start from the
They
home.
want to be chefs.
They wants to be a chef.
They,
Yeah.
they want to be. They
And
love-
the life is beautiful. You see the world. You meet so many people. You eat so many kind of food, and it is never ending journey.
A few quick questions. One liner answer I would like to hear from. Who's your favorite chef?
Chef Fitzpatrick, he's no more, but I really salute to him. He was on my cruise line.
Okay. Your favorite dish, Indian and international.
The favorite Indian dish for me is dal gosh.
Why?
I really enjoy, and it's a very simple and fantastic dish to taste.
Okay.
And internationally, if you say, I make one pasta with cheese and little concasse, which is made by hand.
Okay.
So that I love a lot.
Oh, that's wonderful. And last question, your favorite restaurant ever?
Favorite restaurant ever? There are so many restaurants which I have visited in my life, but rather I would say there's one restaurant in Portugal.
Okay.
I'm not recollecting name. I'm extremely sorry about it, but that was a seafood restaurant, and that was the fantastic seafood I ever had.
Did you go and meet the chef and asked him? the
Certainly, I
recipe?
met the chef. I met entire team, and we had a good time there.
And you took some recipes from there?
Absolutely, I've taken some recipes like salted fish. They just stuff salt into that and they bake it, and they remove salt and they serve it.
So the homemakers are the ones who create food for the family. Chef sitting here, would you give a small recipe for the ladies? Something which is quick in words and say easy to make.
You would like to have a non-veg or veg?
We'll start with veg.
Veg. Okay. I prepare a bindi in a very different way. I mean, people would be even till today. I mean, every week I have this bindi. So this is just a slating a bindi.
Okay.
आपको slice किया उसको.
Slice मतलब काटना होता
Just
है.
काटना होता है.
हाँ.
And then you bindi says कि आपको उसको पानी के साथ में नहीं बनाना होता है.
अच्छा.
But what I do is I just take a bindi, cut करो उसको, just put in a water,
हाँ.
just dip in water and remove it out
अच्छा.
quickly. Keep your masala ready. The masala would be what? Just an jeera in oil, a little chopped onion, a little green chili, little of garlic. You saute it nicely, and you put quickly this bindi, and just saute it, and then you add little dhania powder, jeera powder, and little salt to that, and you taste this bindi. The bindi would look very green to you,
Okay.
and it is very appealing.
Okay.
And I don't know, this is my favorite.
Wonderful.
And then we have a mutton dum pokht, which is a very traditional dish, but I do in a different way.
Okay.
See, if you have a guest at home and they want to have a non-veg, it's a very fast recipe. You take mutton, you take onions with the tips intact. So you just remove the skin of it, but tip has to be remained. So the whole one, the smaller one, the potatoes, and then you take curd. So you mix in the curd, you mix potatoes, onion, tomato, mutton, and then you put whole garam masala,
Okay.
like cardamom, cinnamon, the black cardamom, then your peppercorns, and then teज patta. You mix together. You put little chili powder, you put the dhania powder, and then you put little haldi powder, and you mix together in dahi. No water is allowed. You keep on mixing together. You at the side you heat the oil, put some onions into that, let it brown. You put, or you can take ghee. Ghee is better. You put into this mixture. You mix together. You put salt into that. You put little chilies, the whole chilies inside, and then you straight away put in the cooker, pressure cooker, for 40 minutes. And the dish what comes out, you will tell me. It's yummy.
What do you call the dish?
It is mutton dum pukht.
Okay. So this is Chef Navid special one.
Yes. And I've done videos on this.
You've done videos on
Yes.
Oh, lovely. On both the dishes, the earlier one also.
Earlier one is my very favorite, so I keep on telling my chefs. And
we will make the video into a small reel and make sure that this goes across.
Certainly.
And what do you call the bhindi dish?
You can say it's just a bhindi do pyaza or bhindi.
Acha, bhindi do pyaza.
Pyaza.
Kya baat hai. So chef, generally when I see a chef, na, wo ऐसे मस्त रहते health में. There are very few chefs I've seen who are like fit like you. आप because I think you all keep trying dishes, you keep tasting and all that. And the health of a chef, sometimes I feel a little of a concern because there's so much which goes into serving others. So what is that which kind of sets you right?
I would like to give a message to all the chefs. You need to be very fit and healthy. You need to try all the dishes.
Okay.
At the same time, you need to do the exercises. You asked me about how am I so fit. The simple answer to that is every day I run around 10 to 12 kilometers.
Oh, lovely.
And I do half marathons too.
Okay.
And
where do you get the time to do all this?
After my work, whatever time I reach home, after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I see that I take 1 or 1.5 hours to run on the road.
Okay.
So that's 12 kilometers I do. And this, I got inspiration because I was a cricketer. Okay. Before joining the hotel industry, I played for Maharashtra.
Oh, you played for Maharashtra?
Yes. So I played Culinary trophy and I was captain for that.
Wow.
So I wanted to be a cricketer.
So now, isn't there a chef tournament which happens?
And I have always been a man of the match or man of the series. till today.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of tournaments which happen in Africa, in Bombay, when I was working for Taj, when I was working for Sarovar group of hotels, and I've always taken all the trophies.
So you are like an all-rounder for this. Like, what do you play? What is your specialty?
I was opener batsman and a fast bowler and a very specialized fielder in cover.
So we missed a cricketer also before he became a chef. That means.
Yes, you can say that. Yeah.
So good. As a chef, that's so wonderful that fitness is necessary, and that's the advice you also give most of the budding chefs also. No matter what, keep your health in place. Yes,
you eat, you taste everything, but at the same time, you need to burn those food what you eaten. So you need to do exercises. You need to find time, and in this world there is a time. Okay. You can find at least 1 hour for yourself in 24 hours.
Yes, I agree to that.
Yeah.
Chef Navid, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and we expect everybody to watch this show because Navid has a journey of different places, different restaurants. Experience is still on. He's learning and making things happen, and he's going to be watched after. So thank you so much, Chef.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure having you on the show. And we look forward to hearing more from you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Here I'll say thank you, Navidakhtar, for sharing your wealth of knowledge and experience with us today. Your passion for Indian desserts and commitment to excellence are truly inspired us. To our listeners, we hope you have enjoyed this episode and gained valuable insights from Navidakhtar's expertise. Don't forget to tune in to next time for some fascinating conversation with industry leaders. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring what we do at Who's on Air. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Love you.